Sir Ma's murder. VP blames GPA for dropping press freedom rating. And Ramjatan plays government for supporting exile. I'm Rico Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. News happening. Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The police are currently investigating the alleged murder of beloved actor and educator Cohen Sean Mars, who was killed by an unidentified male armed with a knife after a misunderstanding escalated inside Mars's vehicle. Both parties armed themselves with knives, according to the police, and dealt each other wounds, with the suspect reversing the vehicle and hitting Mars, pinning him to a fence. The suspect escaped on foot, and the body was taken to a funeral home for a post-mortem examination whilst the investigations continue. The National Procurement and Tender Administration Board has received at least 4 bids for the reconstruction of the Soos-Dyke-Linden Highway, including one from the consultant supervising the Ogle-Eccles Bypass Road. The project is part of several key plans for the Upper Demerara-Berbice region, including the establishment of 3 new planned settlements along the highway and the development of Silica City, Ghana's first smart urban center. The Ministry of Agriculture has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with UPL Limited, an Indian-based company, to begin trials for millet cultivation in Regions 4, 9, and 10. The move is part of an effort to increase food security and reduce poverty in the region. And UPL Limited will provide technological and agricultural inputs, while the government assists with developing approximately 200 acres for cultivation. Now for political news. Aubrey Norton called on vendors and the business community to vote for his coalition in the June 2023 City Council elections, warning that they risk being marginalized if the PPP wins in Georgetown. Norton also accused the PPP of engaging in a sinister plot to take away properties from owners in depressed communities, and appealed to residents to vote for APNU to counterbalance the PPP's arrogance, ignorance, and vindictiveness. His words, not mine, but still I like the ring of that. APNU hopes to win traditional strongholds such as Georgetown, Linden, Hartsburg, New Amsterdam, and Marbella. No, honestly, I'm going to use that as an insult one day. You are full of arrogance, ignorance, and vindictiveness. Ha-ha! The Protected Areas Commission is enhancing its urban parks, including the National Park, the Botanical Gardens, the Guyana Zoo, and over on the West Bank, the Joe Vera Park, with major and micro projects to improve these facilities. The PAC is rehabilitating the animal clinic and jaguar enclosure at the zoo and improving drainage, security, lighting, and animal enclosures. The zoo functions as a rescue center for animals rescued from abusive conditions rather than a traditional zoo. Oh my. And the PAC is working to improve conditions for both animals and patrons. Jagdeo has blamed the Ghana Press Association for the nation's 26-point drop in the Global Press Freedom Index by Reporters Without Borders. The GPA has accused the government of trying to take over the association and control the narrative of the media landscape. Under both the PNC and PPP administrations, the state-owned newspaper, radio, and television stations have been tightly controlled to virtually shut out any opposition criticisms of the government, while pushing the agenda of the government and the ruling party of the day. This situation raises concerns about the state of press freedom in Ghana and the ability of journalists to operate independently without facing threats, intimidation, or censorship. Hence why I'm doing this as a cartoon. The government's attempts to control the narrative of the media landscape and establish a new media organization have been criticized by the GPA and other observers who argue that such moves are aimed at suppressing dissent and stifling critical coverage. Keep your truck running smoothly this rainy season with high-quality parts from Powered Automotive. They stock parts from all the top brands, including Freightliner, DAF, International, and all models of Cummins engines. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Ghana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. Now for crime news. 3 individuals suffering from mental illnesses have been remanded for the murder of Dinesh Basur at the National Psychiatric Hospital in Fort Kanji, Berbice. The accused are Curtis Robertson, Mark Sampson, and Kellon Cadogan. The police investigation is ongoing, and the 3 have been remanded to prison until June the 12th. 52-year-old Buhidra Kusial died after being hit by a speeding motorcar driven by an ambulance driver in Adventure on the Esquibar coast. Despite efforts to avoid a collision, the car hit Kusial, causing him to fall on the front windshield and then onto the road surface. He was pronounced dead on arrival at the Surrey Public Hospital. The driver was arrested and is assisting with the investigation. 1 man is dead and another injured after crashing a stolen motorcar on the east bank of Demerara. The driver was reportedly killed on the spot, whilst his 2 accomplices tried to escape, but only one was successful. The stolen vehicle was loaned to the driver, who was thrown out of the car by the bandits. The police arrested him after his story on how he lost the car was not adding up. The Commissioner of Police has committed to building partnerships and fostering better relations with the public to tackle cattle rustling, a long-standing issue in many parts of the nation, especially out in Berbice. In a recent meeting with cattle farmers in Maikoni, the Commissioner listened to their concerns and instructed the establishment of a community policing group to mitigate cattle rustling and other crimes in the community. The residents expressed their gratitude for the Commissioner's timely intervention and pledged their support to the police in the fight against crime. 2 men who were caught on camera assaulting a police officer have been charged and remanded to jail. The construction worker, Kessie Edwards, was charged with multiple offences, including dangerous driving and assault, with intent to prevent lawful apprehension. His accomplice, Mark Cromwell, was charged with assault, abusive language, and disorderly behaviour. Both pleaded not guilty and were remanded to prison until May the 17th. The incident occurred when the police officer attempted to arrest Edwards for traffic offences, and Cromwell arrived and attacked the officer. The acting police commissioner has expressed outrage and emphasized that such acts will not be tolerated. Now for today's oil update. The AFC leader Kamraj Ramshatan has criticized the Guyanese government, especially Jagdeo, for appealing a recent High Court ruling that mandated that ExxonMobil provide unlimited insurance coverage against oil spills. Ramshatan called the government's move unpatriotic and accused it of prioritizing Exxon's interests above those of the Guyanese people. ExxonMobil has not yet indicated whether it will join the government's appeal. Oh wow, so even the subject of said lawsuit isn't even sure if it's going to be involved. This really doesn't look good for the government, just saying. There's no better way to show your appreciation than with flowers from Shanice's Flowerland. We have a wide selection of beautiful flowers to choose from, including roses, sunflowers, and stunning desk arrangements, starting as low as $6,000. Our gifts are sure to brighten up any workplace and put a smile on anyone's face. With convenient payment options like PayPal, MMG, and Cash App, ordering from us is quick and easy. It's as simple as contacting us on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 645-1189. Come visit us at Shanice's Flowerland at the Movietown Mall and let us help you say thank you in the most beautiful way.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it was. On Friday I asked, how do you feel about the WHO declaring the pandemic over?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Here's some comments that might get us shadow banned, but let's give it a try. Country Queen says, who get what they deserve, which is to get the job into the sleeping ones. Indeed. Barefoot Wanderer says, congratulations to those who made money by taking advantage of those who don't use common sense analytical, logical thinking. Well done by the compliant conditioning of the masses. The crotch of the underwear is made of cotton for a breathable reason, yet people still wear masks made from chemically induced synthetic fibers and inhale the chemicals into the respiratory system. I just shake my head when I see Guyanese still wearing a mask outdoors, thinking they're the brightest star in the sky. You know, they had many of us fooled, but I'll leave it at that because I think they've already shadow banned us from the last time we've talked about this. But anyway, with that being said, now for tonight's question. The government is experimenting with growing soya, wheat, and now millet. What are some other cash crop industries Guyana should invest in? I want you to think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.